Alright, so this thing right here, not gonna lie, I'm getting just a wee bit tired of talking about it. And with that said, hello everyone, this is Kevin the Entrepreneur. And, not gonna lie, today's video is gonna be a little, kind of personal, I guess. I don't know. I'm making this after a little, not a heated exchange, but a little bit of an exchange with someone who I kind of like, who I consider to get kind of snippy with me, and I've just noticed that, at least in the case of driverless car debate, will they be here in 5 years? Will they be here in 10 years? Will they be here in 2 years? Oh, is this going to be the future? Is this going to not be the future? I have to admit, getting a little tired of it. I am getting a little tired of it. Now, first of all, just so everyone knows my position, if it's not abundantly clear at this point, I am highly, highly, highly skeptical and suspicious that the driverless car revolution is going to happen anywhere near as fast as people say it will. I have never claimed it's not going to happen. I have never claimed for certain it won't take off. I have never said for certain they will never work. I've just been pretty consistent saying it's not happening now, and I don't think it's happening nearly as soon as people say it is. I think people are being sold a lot of hope, which is what companies do. And the thing is that, and every time I get to this debate, I get a little frustrated because people take it really personally sometimes. Like, and I mean, maybe they should, because what does the driverless car future really mean? The driverless car future is about jobs. It's about people who are going to lose their jobs. So yes, some people take it very personally, and yet there's some people who are basically perfectly willing to do that. Like, hey, this is progress. This is the future. You can't stop it. And you know what? Not that I don't want to debate people with it, but I'm getting really, really tired of people just coming up and saying like, oh, the future is here, the companies want it, you can't stop progress. And the reason I'm skeptical is because, guys, I might not be an old man per se, but I went to school for journalism, okay? I research things, and I ask the hard questions, and I know journalism is a very different beast than what it used to be. It used to be you asked neutral questions about situations, whereas now every journalist out there seems to want to be cozy in bed with the companies who supply products because they want access to news stories. If you don't believe me, when the iPhone 7 was released without the headphone jacket, look at how many negative reviews complained about that. And it was a very legitimate thing to complain about. And then next year, look at those reviewers and see how many of them just kind of gave up on it after a while. Like, oh, well, our complaint didn't work. They didn't bring the headphone jacket back, so I guess it's the future. Never mind that there's hundreds of other phones out there that have headphone jackets that you could recommend over the iPhone, but now all of a sudden the iPhone, which was not worth recommending because of the lack of the headphone jacket, now all of a sudden is worth recommending without a headphone jacket. Journalism has gotten very skewed recently when it comes to technology, and I see it happen all the time. Yeah, and the thing about the driverless car debate that is starting to frustrate me just a little bit, is that the practical questions are not getting asked here. The practical questions just are not getting asked. And they're the questions people should be asking. Are these cars good for humanity? How do the companies expect people to afford them? What does this mean for the future of driving? Just because the companies want it does that mean the public will follow? And here's another thing you have to keep in mind is that I've also lived long enough to see a lot of companies sell some very high demand concepts and have seen them fail many, many times. And if you want to know who makes more products that fail time and time again, it's Google. People keep pushing like, oh, Google's behind the self-driving cars. Clearly it's, not it's going to happen because Google's behind it, right? Yeah, remember when Google and Amazon and Microsoft and PlayStation and everyone was behind this whole idea that we'd be wearing our technologies? Hey, you don't need a smartphone anymore. You can wear glasses. Yeah, those things never caught on. What about drones will be delivering our packages? The drones never arrived. Remember when Xbox One was announced and Microsoft was so certain, they were so certain that people were done buying physical discs that, hey, the Xbone was not going to have any discs. It was going to be all digital, internet on all the time. Yeah, that failed so spectacularly. They changed course on that within like a month or two of making the announcement. And discs still sell a lot more than digital. Digital is on the rise. I'm not saying it's not. But yeah. Oh yeah, and by the way, CDs are still around too. Like, yeah, whatever happened to those. So here's the thing. Companies speak a lot about Amazon couldn't sell their phone. Like the Fire phone, didn't happen. It was not a success. So I've seen companies make big promises before that they have never been able to substantially back up. And when I look at these driverless cars, I'm not saying it's not possible. Of course it's possible. It's as possible as the darkest hour's chances of winning Best Picture are. Is it likely? No. Because I'm looking at the practical questions and the practical situations that would need to happen, and I don't see it coming up. I don't see, this is the only major technology I am aware of that I've ever seen that you need to have mass adoption at a very accelerated rate for it to even be a reality. Yes, with any technology, you can slowly wean people onto it. But the driverless cars not only desire, they demand to be the only thing out there. Or else they don't work. They crash all the time and they need human interaction, as we've been seeing many, many times. No one's been able to answer that question. How are you going to get everybody to get rid of their old cars for the driverless cars within, let's say, a couple short years? And then, of course, there's the thing about how everybody has driverless laser technology that doesn't talk to one another. Which basically means you need one company to control all the cars for it to work. Which company do you choose to let that happen to? And is the public even willing to give up their freedoms like that? Because here's the thing. I remember when I first got my driver's license. I'm sure a lot of you did. And driving is such a freedom boost. Like you feel like you are an adult. Can you honestly convince even more than 50% of the population to not only give up that freedom, but to do so within a very, very short amount of time? I don't know if you can do that. I really don't think you can do that. And these are very basic questions that I have. And yet, I get bombarded with a lot of from a lot of comments from people that stop being naive. This is how it's happening. You know what? It doesn't happen if I don't have to say it. I don't have to sell my car and get a driverless car. I don't. And if it was just that, though, maybe I wouldn't be making this video. Because, again, honestly, yeah, that's your opinion, I guess. What I'm getting a little tired of is people who, and especially someone who, I assumed I was on good terms with this person. But maybe I'm not. I don't know. But, I mean, of course you can find the comments, but don't harass him or anything. But it got a little annoying where it was like, hey, who's got two thumbs and, said that the driverless cars were coming? This guy. And I thought I was being a little, and I thought I was joking back in return. And I said, well, who has two thumbs and is going to be totally validated in 5 years? This guy. Then he got a little personal with me, like saying, so this is the opinion of a celebrity on YouTube who specializes in making money on apps on the phone. It was kind of a weird comment, to be honest, because it was like, first of all, I'm not a celebrity. I mean, 5,000 subscribers does not make you a celebrity. That makes you mildly popular. Trust me. But also, my channel has not been about making money on Uber or Lyft for a long, long time. And it's become more of a news and commentary channel. And it's going to become more of a technology-based channel. And I kind of responded to that and said, and by the way, isn't that what you do? And so I guess the point of this video is that I'm kind of confused as to why is this topic being taken so personally by some people. Like, why is it some people feel that if you challenge the notion that the driverless cars are potentially not a viable option, like you're disrespected, like you don't know what you're talking about, like your thoughts have no valid concern. And for that matter, why do some people who believe that the driverless car future isn't about to happen also frown just as equally as much on the people who think it is going to happen? And I know some of you might be saying like, well, you're stressing over something dumb, and it's like, and I'm not really stressing per se at the moment. I'm just not. But what it's highlighting at this point is like this driverless car debate is getting really ugly for no reason that I can think of. None whatsoever. And I don't understand it. Like, why is it? And I think it's interesting, the debates. I think the debates should be interesting. But people... How should I put this? I think having difference of opinion on why this can or can't work out is fun. But why are viewers and other people who have the opinions like they just want so desperately for them to be right about this that they'll basically just resort to petty name calling? I don't understand. I really truly do not understand this. So, does this live stream video have a point? I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't. I'm just like I said, it's just weird how ugly it's gotten to the point where it's like I'm getting really tired of talking about these things. I mean, I know I have to because shoot, it's part of the channel. But you know what? I'm getting fed up with it. I really am. People should not be and here's like the really strange thing. I don't think either side should be taking it as personally as they are. But if anyone should be taking it more personally, it's the people who are against the idea of the driverless cars. Like, because some people are going to be losing their jobs. I don't want to see that happen. And yet, I've noticed more and more it's the people who believe the driverless cars are coming. They're the ones who seem way more personally offended than that you disagree with them than the people who just are frankly a little skeptical. I don't know. So, I know I've got viewers on both sides of the fence on that one. Just, Anyway. The topic is getting a little tiresome to me, to be truthful. So, I guess maybe the point of this video is I might be stepping back from reporting on some of these articles about the driverless cars because I kind of feel like, how should I put this? kind of feel like I'm almost giving credit to the idea that these things might be a reality sometime soon by even reporting on it. So, you know, what's Dara's view on the driverless cars? Well, uh, he's got an interesting opinion. He believes the drivers will be required for the next 10 or 15 years. He believes the driverless cars will not be ready for 10 years. But he believes the flying car will be ready in 3. So, take from that what you will. And, yeah, I kind of feel like I am beating a dead horse sometimes. I mean, geez. Just. But, I don't know. So, on the positive, yesterday I went out driving, actually hit a lot of surge and made like $175 in 6 hours. That's, so, you know, when you get it at a good time and at a good night and the good locations, there's still some money to be made, but it's rare. Definitely rare. Oh, awesome. So you made 75 in 1.5? That's awesome. The Jetsons have been a cartoon for 50 years. Flying cars. What could go wrong? I agree. What could go wrong? Oh, yeah, and by the way, the flying cars will also be driverless, so. You know, somehow the CEO believes that the driverless cars are 10 to 15 years away, but the flying driverless cars, those are 3 years away. I'm sorry. Okay, that was childish. After I just did this whole spiel about being more mature about these arguments, that was really childish. So, anyway, I think that's all I really have to say. Does anyone have any questions or? Oh, one more thing. I guess one more thing I want to add about the driverless cars. I'm just one more practical question I have. And I don't know if I'm making a video about this, but they've been doing studies, and they have studies that prove that Uber and Lyft are bringing congestion to the city. The whole point of the driverless cars is to help with congestion, and Uber and Lyft has been found many, many times to be contributing to the problem. So, are the cities going to let them make all these things when all they do is contribute to traffic? I mean, it's just a thought. Now, you know, and it's really strange because I thought that Uber and Lyft would help with congestion, because if many people are calling a car and using that same car, they're not driving their own cars, and yet somehow Uber and Lyft drivers add to the congestion. It's amazing. It's like absolutely nothing Uber has been promising so far has actually worked out. So there you have it. But anyway, it's kind of late. And I didn't intend to do a live stream today. But I do have that scheduled video for tomorrow. I thought I had scheduled it for today, but apparently I scheduled it for tomorrow. So I bet Uber will drop the Express feature soon. I would like to say yes. But Uber's stupid enough and foolish enough and arrogant enough that I wouldn't be surprised if they pushed forward. I think because Uber's using Express Pool to train people to walk to locations. Although it's funny that you mentioned the backlash, because One of the rides I picked up yesterday mentioned Express Pool, how it's in their area now, and he admitted he hates it. He uses Uber Pool, but he looked at Express Pool. It's like, wait, I gotta walk to a location. Like, why would I even do that? And so yeah, the backlash has been swift and it has been harsh. And the verdict is pretty unanimous. Customers hate it, drivers hate it, but Uber will probably push forward with it because if they think the driverless cars will be here very, very soon, which um, I believe it might happen one day, but it's not going to happen soon. And they're trying to use Uber Express Pool to train people to walk to the destinations. That's it. So, anyway, yeah, there's a live stream that I want to do tomorrow with, Cecily and Mark and Mike, but there has not been a lot of communication on that end. So well, Mark said he's in, so maybe it'd just be me and him. So Frank says, "Did I tell you I almost got a ticket while touching my phone driving pool, looking at info? Oops." And the cop I was texting, cop equals is illegal to touch your phone while driving. Period. Uh, what state are you in? Because it's not illegal to just touch your phone. Period in California. It is definitely illegal to text and drive, though. Did you hear about the cab driver in New York that killed himself because of Lyft and Uber low prices? Oh really? You're in LA? I don't know what to tell you. I think that's a ticket you can fight and win. Um, I heard about that guy who killed himself. I think we discussed it in our first podcast episode, actually, and we were of the opinion that there was probably other things going on in this guy's life. Although I will say, if a guy killing himself in the name of low fares um, didn't get Uber and Lyft to raise their rates, nothing will. Nothing will except regulation at this point. So, hopefully by the time that happens, I won't need to do it anymore. So, because I'm definitely feeling like Uber, man. I'm feeling a little burnt out on Uber. To be honest, it's like, yeah, you're right. You're beating a dead horse. Like, yeah, you complain about the same thing every week and nothing changes. Did you know that Uber and Lyft pay for lobbying more than Walmart and Amazon? I didn't know that, but you want to know who the number one lobbyist in Congress is? Believe it or not, it's Coca-Cola. Like, I don't know what the heck Coca-Cola could be lobbying so hard for that they're the number one lobbyist in Washington, but apparently it's true. I don't get it. Just do not get it. Anyway. Well, Dark Road Run, if you're there, just to let you know, will be driving up to Sacramento in a week, so. Yep. I mean, the people who lobby and put a lot of money are doing something fishy, and they want to make sure that the lawmakers don't stop them. Well, yeah, that's the whole point of lobbying. I agree. And, yeah, it makes sense. I mean, Uber and Lyft want to make car ownership illegal. That's, if they can make car ownership illegal and everybody has to use it, then there you go. But, and yeah, they're probably lobbying for the driverless cars as well. But, I don't know. I'm just fascinated that Coca-Cola, number one lobbyist, Coca-Cola, never would have thought that. Just seems weird is all. So anyway, do we have any final questions? Might just cut this one short. Well, 25 minutes is that short. Let's see. Are you gonna make it to San Francisco? Oh. San Francisco. I will be in San Francisco, but I am more than positive that I will not have time to do a meetup in San Francisco. We're going to San Francisco for family issues, and will not have time to meet with people then. Top 5 anime. Maybe I'll make a list on my other channel on that one. So, anyway, folks, I think I'm going to wrap that up. I mean, probably dumb. I hate when dumb comments kind of make me annoyed to where I make a video, but this driverless car thing is like way more stressful than it should be. I don't like how I've seen the community really split and almost really tear each other apart over it. It's so dumb. But anyway, so well, thanks. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and you know the drill. See you guys later. Bye.